Hi everyone, it's time for lesson one, and we're going to just start out with different branches of paganism, because pagan is a very umbrella term meaning basically not Christian. Today we're going to talk about Wicca, and I have a lot of things wrote down. I have all that I'm going to say wrote down, because otherwise I would get on a tangent and just talk for however long this would let me talk. So we'll go ahead and just stick with a script, kind of. So Wicca is one of the largest neo-pagan religions, but Wicca is not the only one. As I said, there are other branches. So Wicca isn't just like it. There's all kinds of other branches. Um, let's see. Like I said, Wicca is probably the largest of today. And sorry if I've got paint. I was painting earlier. Um, Wicca is just the most popular for the now. Um, so it gets more of a name than any other religion, or yeah, I guess religion under this pagan umbrella would get. Um, let's see, where was I? Basically, Wicca is just reverence for the earth, for Mother Earth. You respect her, you give offerings to her, you worship her, because without Mother Earth, where would we be? Kind of thing. So you just pay attention to her and her needs, and you worship her. And in order to worship her, you need to put in her physical form too, which is Mother Nature. So it's kind of one of those where you just worship nature. She also has, they call it her. Let's see, how did they put it? Um, Her consort, the horned god. So there is um, the goddess, Mother Nature, and then there's the horned god. And in my personal belief, there is a reason that there is a male and a female aspect, simply because you need, in real life, you need a male and a female to create life on this earth. So, in my opinion, why wouldn't the universe and everything that's going on now, why wouldn't that be different? So it just so you could get things a little bit from my point of view too, and could maybe understand the Wicca ideal a little better. Wicca usually uh, is practiced solo. It's not because it's needed to be practiced solo. It's not because there's a thing that says that you have to. It's just most of the time you don't find a lot of people who are going to believe the same things that you do about certain things, and it just makes things a little easier with you trying to follow your own path for you to practice alone. Now, there are things where you can, sorry, I had to plug my computer up. There are things where you can go to temples. There could be a Wiccan or just simply a pagan temple around, around you. You can find a grove, which is basically like a study group, essentially, or just simply a group of people who get together and just talk about Wicca Um, I had another one wrote down. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, covens. You can also find a coven, which is more secretive. It's more of an intimate bond with other people than just a study group or things like that. A coven is an actual like brothers sisterhood type deal, where you take an oath to people, and it's more of an intimate setting than all the other ones. So, and it's all up to you. Every part of this thing, pagan thing, is it's whatever you want. It's whatever you feel is right, and that's it. There is no set way of doing anything. It's what works for you, and what works for you might work for other people too. It's just this crazy, crazy life thing, and I'm gonna start rambling here in a second, so I need to grab my paper. Okay. Okay, so the first thing well, obviously not the first thing, but one of the main things that I really wanted to touch on was the fact of they have kind of like a Ten Commandments thing, which is, it's 13 commandments. I pulled it up so I could read it off the computer, which would be a little easier. And they call it the 13 Wiccan Principles. Let me enlarge it. Number 1, we practice rites to attune ourselves with the natural rhythm of life forces marked by the phases of the moon and the seasonal quarters and cross quarters. Number 2, we recognize that our intelligence gives us a unique responsibility toward our environment. We seek to live in harmony with nature, in ecological balance, offering fulfillment and consciousness within an evolutionary concept. Number 3, hang on. We acknowledge a depth of power far greater than the apparent of Let me try that again. We acknowledge a depth of power far greater than that apparent to the average person, because it is far greater than ordinary. It is sometimes called supernatural, but we see it as lying within that which is naturally potential to all. 4, we conceive the creative power in the universe as manifesting through polarity, masculine and female, and feminine, and that is the same as, and that is that this same creative power lies in all people and functions through the interaction of the masculine and feminine. We value neither over the other, knowing each to be supportive to each other. We value sex as pleasure, as the symbol and the embodiment of life, as one of the sources of energies used in magic, practice, and religious worship. But now you also have to think that that does not mean that they're saying, we have sexual orgies kind of thing. No, it's not that. We can get into that into a later video, but that is not saying that Wiccans have big, huge sexual orgies and just use sex as an excuse. Let's see. We recognize both outer worlds and inner or psychological worlds, sometimes known as the spiritual world, the collective unconscious, inner planes, etc. And we see in the interaction of those two dimensions the basis for paranormal phenomena and magical exercises. We neglect neither dimension for the other, seeing both as necessary for our fulfillment. Sorry, it is like 6 o'clock in the morning. We do not recognize any authoritarian hierarchy, but do honor those who teach, respect those who share their greater knowledge and wisdom, and acknowledge those who have courageously given themselves in leadership. We see religion, magic, and wisdom in living as being united in the way one views the world and lives within it, a world view and philosophy of life in which we identify as witchcraft. Calling oneself a witch does not make a witch, but neither does heredity itself, not the collecting of titles, degrees, and initiation. A witch seeks to control the forces within her or himself, that to make life possible in order to live wisely and well without harm to others and in harmony with nature. We believe in the affirmation and fulfillment of life and continuation of evolution and development of consciousness, giving meaning to the universe we know and our personal role within it. Our only animosity towards Christianity or towards any other religion or philosophy of life is to the extent that its institutions have claimed to be the only way, and to have sought to deny freedom to others and to suppress other ways of religious practice and belief. As American witches, we are not threatened by debates on the history of the craft, the origins of various terms, the legitimacy of various aspects of different traditions. We are concerned with our present and our future. We do not accept the concept of absolute evil, nor do we worship any entity known as Satan or the devil, as defined by the Christian tradition. We do not seek power through the suffering for others, nor accept personal benefit can be derived only by denial to another. And then the last one is, we believe that we should seek within nature that which is contribute to our health and well-being. That was a lot to say, and I'm sorry that I stumbled through some of it. And wow, that made this video like 12 minutes. So this is going to be in different parts. So that is the 13 commandments. I don't know if YouTube will let me continue on with this video being this long. Anyways, I already went over that one. Actually, I'm almost done. And also, another thing I wanted to touch on was the Witch's Pyramid, which is a big, huge, like, thing that you would have to read personally. But there are actually 4 points. I think it's 4. Anyway, there's, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points made by the Witch's Pyramid, which, if you just go and you look up the Witch's Pyramid, you will find what I'm talking about. And 1 is to know, 2 is to dare, 3 is to will, 4 is to keep silent, and 5 is to go. Which is yet another reason why there are more solitary practitioners, is because of the keep silent rule, which originally started back in the olden days when people were being prosecuted for being a witch. So they made the keep silent thing a very big thing back then. Nowadays, some people try to keep it silent, some people are out in the open about it. It's just personal preference. So that is going to be the ending of this video. I'm going to continue on with another video that's going to be a part 2, and it will be much shorter because I did not realize this was going to be an almost 20-minute long video. But continue for part 2 of learning about Wicca. And blessed be.